Ready to hit the pause button on your parenting fails? Ready to feel better about your parenting? Welcome to Parenting Pause, the podcast, where all of you is welcome. I'm Leslie Potter, the founder of the Pure Joy Way, a mother, a parent coach, and a fellow traveler on this journey to wake up in our parenting. And I believe together we can make this a better world for ourselves and our kiddos. Support is a very up topic, I would like to say right now, because so much is happening. And with our kiddos home 24/7, and they need all kinds of support to do their online stuff or their schooling, and they need support, to stay activated or stay excited about their days. And then we need support at work. We have to still work. And I just hear so many mamas and papas are feeling so overwhelmed. And I know when that happened for me. I'm a single mom, 24/7. I adopted my daughter on my own. And so anytime that I would start to get overwhelmed or something that would come up that I felt that I couldn't manage, just like going to the dentist, I had some trauma as a child with my teeth. So when I went to the dentist and the other day and there was a little cavity and I had another procedure I needed, it's just like sometimes it just feels like it's one more thing and I fall over the edge, right? I don't know about you, but I start to panic kind of inside and I notice that I get really, really tight and I just want to get out of here. I just want to leave everything because I start to think that it's going to be too much for me on every level, physically, financially, mentally. Once I get to that edge, and then I noticed because of this, when I was in my early parenting, I started recognizing that I had this place inside of me where I would go and I would give and I would give and I would give. And then I would hit this point where I would just be overwhelmed because I wasn't getting back or my daughter wasn't listening to me or there wasn't any cooperation. And again, I would just max out and I would get overwhelmed. And I was just like, again, I just want to get out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. But that wasn't true. So I began to explore that very, very deeply. And I was able to track that back to being very young when there wasn't a lot of support. In my family, I was the third child. They didn't have a lot of money. So there wasn't a lot of support when I actually had a need or when I needed, something from the outside. So of course I would tighten into that self-reliant posture and I would try to take care of everything because otherwise it was way too scary to open up and not feel that support under me. If you're feeling that, and some of you may be during these times right now, I want you to begin to just lie on your bed, just to start there. Just lie on your bed or in your chair, wherever you are. And I want you in the present moment to feel the support that's underneath you, especially if you feel very tight and you feel really stressed. Just the simple process of just feeling the floor under you or the chair, right? And as you do, I want you to experience that as support in this moment and just see if you can open out of that grip a little bit, out of that mind, come back down into your body and just notice the support that's here for you in this moment. Now, it's going to be scary because, it feels like, well, yeah, that's there, but I got to get up and I got to do all of this stuff. That's what I was like. I got to go take care of my daughter. I got to cook. I got to do this. I got to do that. But what happened was, all of my supporting of her was coming out of my own anxiety. It wasn't a true support. It was more of a, I've got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this because I was trying to get away from my own fear of actually, if I relaxed and opened, would there be support for me? And I was always, let me tell you, looking for evidence that there was not because I hadn't had it as a child. So the more I would look for evidence. I would see it everywhere. So I just began to start laying on my bed, sitting in my chair. And then when I would start to get stressed, I would really start to ask myself, well, where is their support? And that was scary to look at because I was more familiar with the story of the rug getting pulled out and that no one was there for me, right? But I'm committed, and I know you are too, to turning back into myself. And I started noticing there was support all around, and yet I hadn't received it. Now, that's hard to say, and it may be hard for you to open to, but I began to look around and there was support everywhere, right? It was just trying to come in. And even from my daughter, she was trying to support me to get out of her business, right? To get back over and support myself. And as I began to relax and just open to my distorted view, I was one-sided. I was only thinking that I was the supporter, right? I really had to take some deep breaths and open to all the support that was around me and there for me. So if you're feeling really, really stressed, I'm just gonna support you in not focusing on and looking for evidence where you're not supported. But this week, just to ask yourself, where is the support? It can be as simple as the bed, the floor, right? The air that you breathe. Just go to the places where you can open to receiving the support, to come into balance, right? That's what all we're working with, is to be so courageous, not to get identified with just one side that I'm the supporter, but to just open your heart and your soul and your being to, I am also being supported. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.